During a meeting, Lung Yinshu pressed the internal line phone without even looking up. How many times have I told you no interruptions during meetings? President Lung, your takeout has arrived. Secretary Lynn Xiao's voice came through, a little cautious. I didn't order takeout. Lung Yinshu frowned, tapping her fingertips twice on the conference table. The room full of executives immediately fell silent. But the delivery guy insists it's your order. Taro. Boba milk tea. Less ice. Half sugar. A few stifled laughs rippled through the room, quickly cut short when Lung Yinshu shot them a frosty glare. Everyone knew the iceberg president of Lung Group only drank black coffee. She didn't touch sweet drinks. Tell him to get lost, she said, her red lips parting slightly to utter the words. 5 minutes later, the door to the conference room was shoved open. Hello, your takeout. A young man in a bright yellow delivery uniform stepped in confidently, holding a cup of milk tea. He smiled so brightly it was like he came with a built-in sunshine filter. The executives all gasped. Was this delivery guy trying to die? Lung Yinshu slowly raised her head, her gaze sharp like blades. Just as she was about to order security to drag him out, she heard a clear male voice. Why is this woman giving off cold air, like my old refrigerator? Her pupils contracted, gaze zeroing in on the delivery guy. What did you just say? The guy looked confused. I didn't say anything. Your milk tea please sign. She was sure she'd heard that voice, but his lips hadn't moved. Even weirder, the voice hadn't come through her ears, had echoed directly in her mind. Put it on the table and get out, she said coldly. The guy did as told, but as he turned to leave, she heard it again. This conference room's decor feels like a funeral hall. No wonder everyone looks dead inside. Lung Yinshu suddenly stood up. Stop. The guy turned around, still looking innocent. Anything else, ma'am? She narrowed her eyes and slowly walked closer. The nearer she got, the clearer the thoughts became. Wow, she's even prettier up close. But those eyes look like they want to murder someone. Her eyelashes. No way they're real, right? She stopped, about 2 meters away now. His thoughts came rushing in like a tidal wave. If my salary doesn't come through soon, I won't be able to pay rent next month. This delivery should be enough to buy ribs. Wait. Why's she staring at me like that? Is there something on my face? That's when Lung Yinshu realized something absurd. She could hear this delivery guy's inner thoughts and it only worked within a 3-meter radius. What's your name? She asked. Lushinga, he replied, scratching his head. Ma'am, if there's nothing else. Lushinga, she interrupted him, the corners of her mouth curling dangerously. When you delivered the takeout just now, you spilled milk tea on my Armani suit. His eyes widened. Impossible. I never 80,000 yuan, Lung Yinshu said slowly. Pay for it. She deliberately dragged out the words, work for me, to pay off the debt. The entire room was silent. Executives exchanged glances. Her suit was clearly clean. What milk tea stain? Lushinga's inner monologue exploded. Is this a scam? 80,000. Even if you sold me, I wouldn't be worth that much. Wait, could she be interested in me? I mean, I am incredibly handsome. Lung Yinshu almost choked on her own saliva. Work? What exactly would I be doing? He asked cautiously. Personal assistant. Her tone remained flat. Monthly salary, 10,000, includes food and accommodation. Deductions will come out of your salary. His mind went into overdrive again. 10,000. That's way better than delivering food. Wait, includes accommodation. Is she planning to? No. Although she really is drop-dead gorgeous. A vein twitched on Lung Yinshu's forehead. It just means what it says. The company has employee dorms. Lushinga blinked. I didn't say that out loud. Your expression was too obvious. Lung Yinshu lied smoothly. Sign the contract now. Half an hour later, Luxinga stood outside the Lung Group building, clutching a freshly signed labor contract, still in shock. The terms were outrageous. 24-hour standby, unconditional obedience, breach of contract penalty 1 million yuan. Did I just sell myself? He muttered. Meanwhile, up on the 28th floor, in the CEO's office, Lung Yinshu replayed the surveillance footage again and again. It clearly showed Lu Xingga never spoke the words she heard. Interesting. She took a sip of the milk tea she had planned to throw away, and was surprised it was actually kind of good. The next morning at 7 a.m., Lu Xingga, now wearing a cheap, ill-fitting suit, stood in front of Lung Yinshu's mansion. He rang the doorbell 10 times. Finally, he heard footsteps. The door opened. Lung Yinshu stood there in a silk bathrobe, her long hair a little tousled, completely different from her usual image. Lu Xingga's mind instantly exploded. Holy crap. Is this something I get to see for free? Those collarbones? Those legs? That weight? What's she holding? She raised the frying pan in her hand. If you dare fantasize about me in your head again, I'll smash your skull in. He went pale. How? How did you know? I guessed. She turned and walked inside. Follow me, new assistant. Today's schedule is packed. He followed nervously, his mind a mess. She definitely has telepathy. No way, that doesn't exist. She must be some kind of micro-expression expert. I need to control my thoughts. Think math formulas. Pi 3.1415926. Lung Yinshu's lips curved slightly. This test subject might be more fun than she'd expected. In the days that followed, Lung Group employees were shocked. The cold, intimidating CEO had suddenly acquired a cheerful, sunny assistant. Even more shocking, she smiled. More than once. CEO Lung, here's today's report, the finance director said, handing her a file and accidentally brushing her fingers. Lu Xingga's inner voice boomed in her head. This bald old creep just touched her. I swear, I'll sneak laxatives into his coffee. She stifled a smile with a polite cough. Thanks. Just leave it here. During lunch, Lu Xingga was surrounded by female employees in the cafeteria, all asking for his WeChat. From afar, Lung Yinshu could hear TSK, I'm popular, but my heart already belongs to Wait. What am I even thinking? She walked over deliberately. Assistant Lu, come with me for a moment. Once the door closed behind them, his thoughts went wild. Alone. What's happening? She's not really gonna take advantage of me, right? Should I go along with it? Actually, it wouldn't be a loss. She slapped a stack of files into his arms. Organize these. I want the analysis report by end of day. His inner voice deflated like a popped balloon. Oh, it's just work. Seeing his defeated look, Lung Yinshu asked casually, what do you think of me? He stammered. CEO Lung, you're the perfect combination of beauty and brains. A role model. But inside, beautiful. Yes. Sharp. Yes. But mean as hell. A total workaholic. Exploits employees. Still, why do I find her so attractive? Is she brainwashing me? She narrowed her eyes. Why are you looking like a beached whale? Because your eyes look like they want to beat me up, he muttered. Lung Yinshu turned away, trying not to smile, being able to hear his real thoughts. Strangely addictive. And as time passed, she found Lu Xingga's thoughts surprisingly useful. During negotiations, CEO of Jin Group had already made the biggest concessions on the contract. Chairman Jin pushed up his gold-rimmed glasses, a polite smile masking sharp intent. If we lower the price any further, he said smoothly, we won't make any profit. Yinshu tapped the table lightly with her fingertips. Out of the corner of her eye, she noticed Lu Xingga standing quietly behind her, as she expected. His mental monologue had already begun. This old fox told his mistress on the phone last time that the cost price could still be lowered by 30%. Wait, how did I even know that? Her brow lifted ever so slightly. It seemed her mind-reading ability had leveled up in unexpected ways. Chairman Jean, she said, her red lips parting with practiced poise. I heard you recently bought a villa in Binhai Bay. How's the renovation going? Chairman Jean's hand trembled, tea splashing onto his tie. How did you know that? Meanwhile, Lu Xing's inner voice erupted in panic. Holy hell, how did she even know that? Could she really read minds? No way. Believe in science, Lu. Just a guess, Lung Yinshu replied lightly. Since Chairman Jean can afford a villa in Binhai Bay, surely the price of this contract, she gently pushed the papers back toward him, could be lowered another 30%. That's impossible. Chairman Jean slammed the table and shot up from his seat, but his internal thoughts were loud and clear. It's over. It's over. The old fox is going to call the accountant and ask how to cook the books. Wait, why do I know so clearly how commercial fraud works? In the end, the negotiation closed with a complete victory for Lung Yinshu. On the ride back, she sat in good spirits, casually admiring Lu Xing's troubled expression from the corner of her eye. Unable to hold it in any longer, CEO Lu finally asked, Do you have some kind of special ability? Lung Yinshu's heart skipped a beat, like being able to see through people's thoughts or something. His gaze shifted nervously. His inner voice was blaring. If she really can read minds, then what I was thinking about yesterday. In the shower, I want to deal. Yinshu's ears turned warm. She feigned calm. Assistant Lu, maybe lay off the sci-fi movies. She smoothly changed the subject. You'll be taking minutes for tomorrow's negotiation with Lynn Xiao Group, the next morning at Lung Group headquarters. Hurry up, the elevator's closing, Lung Yinshu said, holding the open button as she frowned at the slowly approaching Lu Xing. He jogged in, and his thoughts immediately bubbled up. CEO L is wearing a bodycon skirt today. I could play with those legs. Stop it, Lu Xing. Be serious. You're a professional assistant. Her mouth twitched. She was just about to scold him when the elevator jolted violently and came to a halt. What's going on? She asked, instinctively grabbing the railing. Might be a malfunction, Lu Xing replied, pressing the emergency button. He checked his phone. No signal. The space between them was less than half a meter. She could clearly hear his heartbeat and his thoughts. She smells so good. What perfume is that? Her eyelashes. From this angle, her lips look so am I thinking? But it's so close. Her cheeks flushed. She tried to stay stern. Lu Xing, she called. He snapped to attention. You. She was about to snap at him when the elevator jolted again. Instinctively, Lu Xing reached out to shield her, pinning her in the corner. Their eyes met. Their breaths mingled. His inner voice screamed, I'm going to die. This position is way too suggestive, but she's so light. Her waist is so thin. What am I thinking? But I really want to kiss her. Lung Yinshu's heart raced. For a second, she forgot to push him away. Ahem, Lu Xing stammered. Don't worry. I've practiced martial arts. It's safe. Who's afraid? She said, pretending to stay calm. You practice martial arts? Just an amateur hobby, he said, eyes darting away. His mind betrayed him. 3 years at Shaolin Temple wasn't for nothing. Wait, why? Did I just spill that? Just as she was about to press for more, the elevator lights flicked on and resumed operation. They quickly stepped apart, straightening their clothes. About what just happened, Lung Yinshu began, as she exited without turning back. I'm docking half your month's bonus, huh? Why? Lu Xing looked wounded. She glanced back, saw his aggrieved face, and changed her mind. Forget it. Go buy 2 bubble teas. Taro paste with bubbles. Less ice. Half sugar. He blinked. Don't you only drink black coffee? I like bubble tea now. Got a problem? No. Lu Xingga said quickly, jogging off. His mind buzzed. She likes the bubble tea I'm buying. Does that mean Lyyyy? Yinshu watched his cheerful figure disappear into the distance, unconsciously touching her still warm ears. Then disaster struck. The company's logistics system crashed. Executives ran around in panic. Singles Day is coming, the operations director said, clutching what was left of his hair. If logistics fails, we're doomed. Yinshu called for an emergency meeting only, to see Lu Xingga playing a game in the corner. Assistant Lu, she called coldly, got any brilliant ideas? Everyone turned to look at the young assistant, rumored to have gotten his job purely based on looks. Me. Lu Xingga looked confused, but his internal voice was racing. Isn't this just like order grabbing on delivery platforms? Cluster orders by area, assign couriers dynamically. Wait, how do I even know this? Yinshu narrowed her eyes. Tell us. Under everyone's surprised gazes, Lu Xingga hesitantly laid out a logistics plan based on food. Delivery strategy dividing orders by address blocks and adjusting routes based on live traffic. I just made it up, he murmured, stunned. No, the technical director said, leaping up. This idea is brilliant. It's more flexible than our current system. Yinshu studied Lu Xingga's baffled expression. Implement Assistant Lu's plan. After the meeting ended, Lu Xingga stopped her outside. Ms. L. Those words weren't mine. I know, she said meaningfully. You made them up. She walked off, listening to his thoughts echo behind her. Who am I? Why do I know these things? Did I lose my memory? Later that night, Yinshu was still at the office. Lu Xingga hadn't left either. Why are you still here? She asked. Waiting for you, he replied, like it was the most natural thing. It's not safe this late. But inside, his thoughts were clear. That stalker from last time still hasn't been caught. I can't let Ms. L walk home alone. Yinshu felt a small warmth bloom in her chest, but she played it cool. Nosy. As they walked to the underground garage, they spotted a shadowy figure lurking. Double quotes, Ms. L, get in the car now, Lu Xingga said, opening the door of a Rolls-Royce. The dark figure suddenly lunged, a cold flash of metal in hand. Watch out. Lu Xingga yanked her behind him, launching a spinning kick that sent the attacker flying. Yinshu stared in shock. What kind of amateur hobby was this? It was clearly pro-level. Security rushed in to apprehend the attacker. Still rattled, she grabbed Lu Xingga's hand. You what exactly? Before she could finish, she suddenly heard a voice she didn't recognize. Damn, I've exposed my skills. Gotta think fast and smooth it over. She froze. President L, Lu Xingga asked, looking at her. Are you okay? She snapped out of it. Starting tomorrow, she said calmly. Your salary's going up to 20,000. His eyes widened. Huh? I don't want. Yes. He blurted, then nodded rapidly. Inside, his thoughts shouted, I'm rich. I can finally buy that new console. Wait, why is she being so nice? Could she be falling for me? Yinshu rolled her eyes. Don't overthink it. It's a reward for saving my Armani suit. She got into the car and glanced at his silly grin in the rearview mirror. Her lips curled into a smile. This mysterious little assistant was proving more interesting than she had imagined. But the next day, crisis hit again. President Lung Yinshu burst into the office. Bad news. The logistics system crashed again. All 11 orders are stuck in the warehouse. The logistics center was in chaos, employees running everywhere. It'll take 12 hours to fix the system, the tech director said. But the promo starts in 12 hours. Everyone froze. Lu Xingga raised his hand hesitantly. I have an idea. All eyes turned to him again. Speak, Yinshu ordered. He swallowed. Well, delivery riders deal with app crashes all the time. But his thoughts were 10x clearer. Just use WeChat groups. Split the region into blocks. Create a group for each. Warehouse managers become admins. Drivers join and grab orders. Wait, why? Did I say we? I'm not a real delivery guy. Lung Yinshu's eyes narrowed. Do, as Assistant Lu says. 3 hours later, a makeshift WeChat group logistics system was up and it ran even better than the original. Amazing. The ops director clapped his back. Xiaolu, how'd you think of this? From delivering food, Lu Xingga said with a laugh, but inside, he was wailing. I'm doomed. I exposed myself again. President L's definitely suspicious. Now. But why's she staring at me so much today? Could she really know? Impossible. She's an Ice Queen CEO. I'm just a delivery guy. Lung Yinshu cleared her throat. Assistant Lu, you're working overtime tonight, huh? Why? Because, she said coolly, you were just slandering your superior, in your head. Everyone burst out laughing. The water pipe in the employee dormitory burst. Lynn Xiao reported calmly. Lung Yinshu raised an eyebrow as she glanced through the admin department's report. All employees at assistant level and above need to temporarily move out. Lynn nodded. Yes, President L. The repairs will take at least a week. The company's arranged hotel rooms for the executives. What about little Lu? Yinshu asked lightly. Assistant Lu is also no need. Lung Yinshu cut her off smoothly. Let Assistant Lu stay at my place. Just as Lu Xing stepped into the room, he froze. The documents in his hands slipped and scattered across the floor. I have a spare guest room, Yinshu said, sipping her coffee with practiced elegance. She gave Lu Xing a glance full of meaning. It's convenient, for overtime. Lu Xing forced a polite smile, but his mind was in absolute chaos, cohabiting with the CEO. Alone, am I going to survive this? But her place must be massive. Maybe there's a game console. Wait, no focus. Priority is staying alive. That evening, Lu Xing stood in front of Lung Yinshu's luxurious mansion, nervously dragging his suitcase. The guest room's on the first floor, Yinshu said, not even turning to look at him. Don't go upstairs. Don't enter my study. Don't bang. Lu Xing had tripped over the threshold, crashing to the floor. His suitcase flew open, its contents spilling out everywhere. Cartoon print boxer briefs lay shamelessly across $1 million Persian rug. The air froze. Lu Xing's inner voice went completely blank. Let me die. Just let me die now. Yinshu struggled to suppress her laughter. Clean this up. Then she pointed to the kitchen. Make dinner. Make dinner. Lu Xing looked up, alarmed. Didn't you write on your resume that you're skilled at cooking? She asked with an arched brow. Or was that fake too? Crap, 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 that resume was total nonsense. I only know how to boil noodles. Wait, do I actually know how to cook? Why does this feel weirdly familiar? 30 minutes later, he placed a steaming bowl of plain noodles in front of her. She took a bite and raised her eyebrows, clearly impressed. Not bad. Lu Xing scratched his head sheepishly. It's like, I suddenly remembered how. What the hell? When did I learn to cook like this? This knife work? It's too pro. Was I a chef before I lost my memory? Lung Yinshu studied him thoughtfully. Tomorrow morning, I want jianbingguazi. I don't know how to. Before he could finish, his hands were already moving, kneading dough. Okay, I think I know how again. The next morning, Lung Yinshu was jolted awake by the sound of running water. She frowned, glancing at the clock. 6:30 a.m. Who's showering? Then it hit her. Lu Xing. And as if on cue, his thoughts drifted into her mind loud and clear. This massage tub is insane. Rich people really know how to live. Wait, this shower gel costs over 2,000. That's half my salary. But it smells so good. Her expression darkened. He's using my private bathroom. Storming down the hallway, she threw the door open. Steam billowed out. Their eyes met. Lu Xingga froze, clutching her expensive bottle of shower gel. They both screamed. Lu Xingga lunged for a towel, slipped, and fell forward. Instinctively, Yinshu reached out to catch him and he pulled her down with him. They landed with him sprawled right on top of her. Time seemed to stop. His mind was deafening. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. She's definitely firing me, but she smells so good. What am I even thinking? That was way too close. And why are there water droplets on her lashes? Yinshu should have been furious. But instead, she wrapped her arms around him. Ah. Lu Xingga was dumbfounded. Yinshu's eyes flicked. Then she abruptly shoved him off. Get out. 10 minutes later, they sat awkwardly in the dining room, fully dressed. Lu Xingga presented breakfast like a waiter. General Manager Lung, breakfast. Yinshu took it with a stern face, but in her head she could hear him panicking on repeat. I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it. Shut up, she muttered before taking a bite. The jianbing guazi was unexpectedly delicious. I didn't say anything, Lu Xingga defended, pouting. That night, coming back late from overtime, Lung Yinshu saw Lu Xingga lurking near her door. What are you doing here? She asked sharply. Lu Xingga jumped. General Manager Lung. You came from that side. I was just taking out the trash. But his thoughts were rattling like an alarm. That stalker's back. I need to find a way to keep her from going out alone. Should I tell her? No, she'll think I'm meddling. Her heart warmed slightly, but she said coolly, move aside. I need to go in. Suddenly, a dark figure lunged from the shadows. Look out. In one motion, Lu Xingga yanked her behind him and kicked the attacker's knife right out of his hand. His roundhouse kick was fast and flawless. Yinshu stood frozen. That's not a food delivery move. That's special forces. The attacker came again, but Lu Xingga blocked him easily, muttering in his head, this guy's making me late again. Wait, don't deliver food anymore. Is General Manager Lung okay? My left hook feels weak. Wait, how do I even know how to fight? In a blur, he subdued the attacker and tied him up, using his own tie. After the police hauled the guy away, Lung Yinshu crossed her arms. Explain. Lu Xingga scratched his head. Delivering food. I ran into stray dogs a lot. Yin turned toward the house. Tonight, I'll make an exception. You can sleep in the second-floor guest room. Huh? Lu Xingga blinked. Why? To make it easier for you to protect me, she replied without looking back, a subtle smile playing at her lips. Second floor. That's closer to her room. Wait, what am I thinking? She trusts me. Did she just smile? No way. Listening to his frantic thoughts, Yinshu suddenly felt like maybe having this clown around wasn't such a bad thing. At 3 a.m., Lung Yinshu jolted awake, right in her ear, loud and clear. General Manager Lung, don't steal my milk tea. She grabbed her alarm clock. 3:17 a.m., he should be sound asleep. Why can I hear his thoughts so loudly? This Taro boba is mine. General Manager Lung looks so cute in a maid outfit. Yinshu's face flamed red. She chucked her pillow at the wall. Lu Xingga, wake up. A loud thud came from next door, followed by frantic footsteps. What's wrong? What happened? He cried, rushing out shirtless and bleary-eyed. Their eyes met again. His inner voice exploded. Holy crap, why is President Lung at my door? Am I still dreaming? Wait, I'm not wearing a shirt. She turned around fast, but not before she saw his toned abs and a scar on his shoulder. A scar shaped like a bullet wound. Put on some clothes, she said sternly, her ears burning. And you're not allowed to dream about me. How did you know I dreamed of? I guessed. She snapped, fleeing into her room. Behind her, Lu Xingga's thoughts were still spinning. Can she actually read minds? That'd be insane, right? Yinshu buried her face in her pillow. This is bad. I can even invade his dreams now. Has my mind reading leveled up? At the office, the atmosphere was heavy. The deal with Taining Group fell through. The marketing director said they insist on a 51% controlling stake. Yinshu frowned. What's their trump card? Their new intelligent logistics system. They claim it boosts efficiency by 40%. Lu Xingge was dozing in a corner, but his thoughts were active. It's just pathfinding plus AI prediction. I could code a better one in my sleep. Wait, why do I even know that? Yinshu's eyes sharpened. Assistant Lu, what's your opinion? He snapped awake. Me. Words flew out of his mouth like muscle memory. Develop a multi-object optimization model with deep learning. Use real-time traffic data. Dead silence. The tech director gaped. This plan is 2 generations ahead of Tainan's. Lu Xingge blinked. What did I just say? Yinshu smiled. We'll proceed as Assistant Lu suggested. Meeting adjourned. After everyone left, Lu Xingge chased after her. President, I didn't, those words weren't even mine. You spouted nonsense, she said, like it explained everything. Just like when you solved the logistics crisis. But I'm a delivery guy. My resume's fake. I know. She cut him off. But you still know all these things. She stepped closer. You know martial arts. Multiple languages. Lu Xingge's thoughts were spiraling. It's over, she found out. But even I don't get it. Was I brainwashed? Did I lose my memory or suddenly? She reached out and gently touched the scar on his shoulder. How did this happen? He went stiff. Delivering food. I fell. His mind screamed otherwise. This is a gunshot wound. But how? Who even am I? Yinshu withdrew her hand, deep in thought. Come with me tomorrow. That weekend, she drove him to a suburban shooting club. You're not planning to shoot me, right? He asked nervously. She handed him a pistol. Can you handle it? His body moved instinctively, checking, loading, aiming, bang, 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 bang. 3. Perfect bullseyes. The coach whistled. Professional level, UX military, or something. Lu Xingge's face went pale. First time. What is going on? Yinshu nodded, satisfied. Just as I thought. On the drive back, Lu Xingge stared blankly out the window. Guns, fighting, languages, strategy. What kind of delivery guy has these skills? Am I a spy? A fugitive? Stop thinking, Yinshu interrupted aloud. What do you want to eat tonight? Huh? Are you treating me to dinner? Why else? She arched a brow. To celebrate you successfully, scaring yourself. Lu Xingge's inner voice instantly lit up with excitement. Wait, is this a date? Does Miss Long like me? No? No, she's probably just investigating me. But she looks really pretty today. Lung Yinshu's lips curled slightly. Hot pot. What? Lu blinked. We're having hot pot tonight, she said, turning the steering wheel. And I know a place that serves amazing Taro bubble tea. Lu Xingge's eyes went wide. How did you know? I like just guessing, she replied, eyes on the road. But she couldn't hide the faint smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. At the hot pot restaurant, Lu Xingge stared at the spicy red broth and the dazzling array of ingredients in front of him. He was so moved he nearly teared up. It's been so long since I had a meal like this, he mumbled softly. Lung Yinshu raised an eyebrow. Did the company treat you that poorly? No. Lu Xingge quickly waved his hands. It's just, when I was working as a food delivery guy, I usually only had 1 meal a day. But his inner voice whispered the truth. Back then, I was so broke, I couldn't even afford instant noodles. I'd just drink tap water to get by. But why do those memories feel so blurry? Lung Yinshu's expression softened. She placed a slice of beef in his pot. Eat more. Lu Xingge's hand trembled with gratitude, so much so that he knocked over his entire glass of beer. I'm sorry. He scrambled to grab napkins, wiping frantically, only to make an even bigger mess. Lung Yinshu let out a helpless sigh. Stop moving. She reached over to help him clean up, and their fingers brushed. Lu Xing's thoughts sharpened instantly. Her hands so soft, I want to hold it. No, no, snap out of it. She's the CEO. You're just a fake assistant. But she's being so nice to me today. Lung Yinshu's ears warmed. She pretended not to hear. Drink. After 3 glasses of beer, Lu Xing's face was as red as the chili floating in the pot. He started chatting more. Miss Lung, do you know, the first time I saw you, I thought you were especially what? Lung Yinshu raised a brow. Especially fierce. He grinned foolishly. Like our delivery station manager or no, I mean, like a queen. President Lung. But inside, his thoughts betrayed him. Especially beautiful. Especially radiant. Like a star. Ugh, what sappy nonsense am I thinking right now? 2 more drinks in, and he was fully uninhibited. Miss Lung, I'll tell you a secret. He leaned in conspiratorially. I might not be the real Lu Xing. Lung Yinshu's heart skipped a beat. What do you mean? I don't remember anything from before, he murmured, his eyes hazy. Memories before my delivery job are all fuzzy, like someone erased them. Inside, his thoughts were spinning. Who am I? Where did I come from? Why do I know all these weird things? But it's not so bad. At least I get to see Miss Lung every day. Lung Yinshu's heart tightened. There was definitely something off about his identity, but looking at him, it didn't seem like he was even aware of it himself. Stop thinking about it, she said gently, pouring him a glass of warm water. Let's go home. When it came time to pay, Lu Xing was already swaying on his feet. Lung Yinshu supported him as they walked out, catching fragments of his inner thoughts. Like Miss L, her heart suddenly quickened. Back at the villa, Lung Yinshu half dragged him onto the sofa. So heavy, she panted. But then Lu Xing suddenly sat up, eyes unexpectedly clear. Miss Lung, he said seriously, I have something I need to tell you. Lung Yinshu blinked. Aren't you drunk? I am, he nodded solemnly. But some things need to be said. Inside, his inner voice was calm and resolved. If I don't say it now, I might never have the courage. Lung Yinshu's heart thundered. What is it? Lu Xing took a deep breath. I might not be the person you think I am. I don't know who I really am. I don't know why I can do all these strange things. Then he suddenly grabbed her hand. But I know I've liked you since the first time we met. Before he could finish, he slumped forward, falling asleep on her shoulder. Lung Yinshu froze. She listened to his steady breathing and the gentle quiet of his thoughts. Really like Miss Lung. She sighed softly, reaching out to smooth the furrow between his brows. Silly boy. That night, for the first time, Lung Yinshu didn't return to her own bedroom. She stayed by the sofa, listening to his heartbeat and occasional sleepy murmurs. And suddenly, she felt that maybe it didn't matter who he really was. What mattered was that he was here now, by her side. For the auction assistant Lu, come with me to the auction tonight. Lung Yinshu gave the instruction. Without even looking up, Lu Xing, in the middle of biting into a sandwich, almost choked. An auction? I don't know the first thing about antiques. Lung Yinshu raised an eyebrow. Oh, don't you know quite a lot? Lu Xing was bewildered. Huh? What do I know? But inside, his thoughts told a different story. If you run into something good, check the glaze color, body texture, the patina. But these days, 90% of auctions are just scams. President Lung shouldn't fall for that stuff. Lung Yinshu smiled faintly. It's fine. Just follow along. Lu Xing panicked internally. Wait, she's not seriously relying on me to authenticate treasures, is she? I judge porcelain age by takeout packaging. At the auction site, the room was filled with celebrities and elites. Lung Yinshu sat down with elegance, while Lu Xingge stood behind her, posture like a bodyguard but his mind, absolute chaos. First item, the auctioneer announced, a blue and white porcelain vase with lotus scroll design, Ming Dynasty, official kill of Jingdezhen, glaze, lustrous, base, mark clear. Starting bid, 5 million. Lung Yinshu raised, her paddle then paused, because Lu Xingge's thoughts rang loud and clear. This clay was definitely microwaved last week. The glaze is so shiny you could use it as a mirror. If the Ming Dynasty had this tech, Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang would have leaped out of his tomb, yelling technology changes lives. She calmly put her paddle down. Second item, a white Hesh, Jade Guanyan, Qing Dynasty. Fine jade, exquisite carving, verified Imperial Workshop origin. Starting bid, 8 million. Lu Xingge snorted inwardly. Verified by who? The carving lines are so stiff, obviously machine-carved, and Qing Dynasty. If Emperor Qianlong were alive, he'd drag the expert out for execution. Lung Yinshu abandoned bidding again. Third item, a famille rose tea set from the Republic era. Brilliant colors, fine craftsmanship, extremely rare. Starting bid, 3 million. Lu Xingge muttered mentally. These colors are brighter than a kindergartner's watercolor set. Even fakes should at least respect basic chemistry. Lung Yinshu nearly laughed out loud. She quickly raised her teacup to hide her expression. Finally, the auctioneer presented a modest-looking Yixing clay teapot. Antique shape, excellent clay, unknown era. Starting bid, 500,000. No one showed much interest, but Lu Xingge's eyes flew wide open. Holy crap, this clay, this patnethys is an early work by Zhu Jinzhou. These barely exist anymore. 500K. Are they blind? Lung Yinshu smiled and raised her paddle. 1 million. Gasps filled the room. Another bidder called. 1.5 million. 3 million. Lung Yinshu said calmly. 3.5. 5 million, she said without even blinking. Sold. Congratulations, President Lung. Lu Xingge cheered. Internally, she's incredible. That teapot's worth at least 20 million. What a steal. On the way back in a luxurious car, Lu Xingge couldn't sit still, constantly glancing at her. Can she really read minds? No, that's impossible. But then, how did she know the teapot was real? Lung Yinshu flipped through the auction catalog like nothing happened. Maybe she's secretly a master appraiser, or has some mysterious teacher, or is she psychic? 5. The negotiation. The Lung Group was entering partnership talks with the Overseas Luxury Group, LVM. Their rep, a tough Frenchman named Pierre, known as the Napoleon of negotiation. Before the meeting, Lung Yinshu glanced over the documents. Assistant Lu, how do you think we should approach the negotiation? Lu Xingge, secretly munching on a cookie, almost choked. Me. I don't know anything about luxury goods. But inside, his brain fired up like a switch. LVM's trying to swap their second-tier brands for our top-tier channels. Do they think President Lung's a pushover? Their Royal Line sales in Europe dropped 40% last year. Now they're desperate for the Asian market to bail them out. Lung Yinshu raised an eyebrow. Oh? So you think they have weaknesses? Lu Xingge's face stayed blank. Weaknesses? No idea? His inner voice, though, kept going. Pierre looks classy, but he can't handle silence. During the Milan talks, one awkward pause and he slashed the price himself. Also, he gets super defensive if someone says he doesn't understand the Asian market. Total Achilles heel. Lung Yinshu smiled. All right, just stand next to me later, and don't say a word. Great, Lu thought. I'm just a vase now. But why does she look like she's about to flip the whole table? In the conference room, Pierre, dressed impeccably, spoke in a strong French accent. President Lung, this cooperation will be the perfect fusion of East and West. Lung Yinshu sipped her coffee, eyes calm. Meanwhile, Lu Xingge's mental commentary translated everything. Perfect fusion. My foot. They just want to dump their overstock in our best stores. Cultural exchange, please. Our royal collection is very popular among European nobles. Pierre continued. Lu Xingge rolled his eyes internally. Yeah, popular because it was discounted. 80%. And that wedding last year. The bride had an allergic reaction and got rushed to the hospital wearing their jewelry. Lung Yinshu set down her cup. Mr. Pierre, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't royal collection sales in Europe drop 40% last year? Pierre froze. Well, boom, Lu thought gleefully. Right on target. But how'd she know? Did marketing already dig this up? Pierre forced a smile. President Lung, the data doesn't tell the full story. It's about brand value. Lung Yinshu smiled. Brand value. Your Asian market strategy last year was a disaster. You completely ignored basic cultural differences. Pierre panicked. That's not true. We conducted in-depth market research. Lu Xingge's brain exploded. Their Lunar New Year ad had white boxes and chrysanthemums, and they used an Indian model in a traditional Chinese kipo. The whole internet roasted them for underworld aesthetics. Lung Yinshu smiled faintly. For example, your white chrysanthemum gift boxers for Lunar New Year. Pierre completely crumbled. Teeth. That was artistic expression. Lu Xingge stifled his laughter so hard it felt like he was going to give himself internal injuries. Artistic expression. Netizens had said that outfit was the special grave visiting set, and yet, President Lung knew about it. She was incredible. The negotiation had stalled. Pierre had shifted tactics, resorting to silence to exert pressure. His usual trick. The room fell eerily quiet. Inside, Lu Xingge launched into a full-blown inner meltdown. Here it comes. Here it comes. This Frenchman's going to start playing. The whoever speaks first loses game again. Don't fall for it, President Lung. He's more desperate than we are. Their head office deadline is only 3 days away. But Lung Yinshu just sat there flipping through documents. Utterly unbothered. 30 seconds passed. Sweat appeared on Pierre's forehead. 1 minute he started twirling his pen. 2 minutes and, finally, he cracked. President Lung, actually, we can discuss the price further. Lu Xingge practically exploded with joy inside. Ha, your trick failed. President Lung is unstoppable. Lung Yinshu smiled faintly. Since Mr. Pierre is so sincere, let's revisit the profit-sharing ratio. In the end, Lung secured the deal on terms 30% more favorable than expected. At the celebratory banquet, executives clinked glasses in admiration. President Lung, you're amazing. How did you even know LVMH's internal data? Lung Yinshu casually sipped her champagne. You think I became president for nothing? Standing nearby, Lu Xingge was floored. She was like a mom. Today? Did she plant a spy? Is she a hacker? The marketing director piped up. President L, how did you know Pierre was afraid of silence? Yinshu glanced over at Lu Xingge. Observation, she said simply. Observation. Lu Xingge's mind was racing. How could a fox like Pierre show weakness so easily? Does she really have superpowers? No, I must believe in science. Just then, Pierre walked over, still looking defeated. President L, may I ask how you saw through our bottom line? Yinshu smiled. Good luck. Lu Xingge's thoughts ran wild. Good luck. That was a total dimension-reducing strike. She acted like she had the answer sheet during an exam. Wait, what if she can hear what I've been thinking about her lately? No, no way. That's impossible. Yinshu, meanwhile, was holding back laughter so hard she felt like she was going to split a rib. The next day, at work, Lu Xingge decided to run an experiment. He stood at the entrance of Yinshu's office and said aloud, CEO Long, you look really good today. Then inside his head, he screamed over and over, I love CEO Long. I love CEO Long. I love CEO Long. She didn't even look up. Flattery won't work. You're still working overtime today, she said. Lushinga froze. Okay? She can't hear it. Yesterday must have been a coincidence. He breathed a quiet sigh of relief and turned to leave. As usual, he started complaining in his head. Wicked capitalist. All she knows is how to exploit me. Then came her voice. Assistant Lu, what did you just say? Lu Xing'a nearly jumped out of his shoes. I didn't say anything. Yinshu narrowed her eyes. Really? Holy crap. She really can hear it. No, it has to be a coincidence. Trying to play it cool, he said. CEO Long, you must have misheard. I was just thinking, this coffee is really good today. Yinshu, oh, but you're drinking tea. Lu Xing'a, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. She can definitely read minds. Is it too late to resign? Yinshu watched his expressions shift like storm clouds, then finally couldn't hold it in anymore and burst out laughing. All right, get back to work. Lu Xing'a practically ran out like he'd been pardoned, thinking, from now on, I will silently recite the core socialist values in my heart. I absolutely can't expose myself again. Yinshu laughed so hard, she couldn't even hold her documents straight. 6th blind date. Lung. Yinshu's mother called. There's a young man from the Leafly family just came back from Cambridge. Why don't you two meet? Yinshu replied, flatly, not interested. You're already 28. Her mother wailed. You have to go this time. The restaurant is already booked its Michelin 3-star. After hanging up, Yinshu rubbed her temples. Lu Xing'a walked in with her coffee. CEO Long, here's your latte. Internally, he was spiraling. CEO Long is going on a blind date. Which unlucky soul is it? No, actually, it's a blessing to be noticed by CEO Long. But given her personality, she probably frees the guy into an ice sculpture within 5 minutes. Suddenly, Yinshu looked up. Assistant Lu, come with me to a dinner meeting tonight. Lu Xing'a's hand trembled. Huh, what kind of dinner meeting? A blind date? Holy crap, is she asking me to be a third wheel? Or wait, is she using me as a human shield? Could I be pretending to be her boyfriend? Yinshu added calmly, you're responsible for recording the key points of the conversation. So I'm just a note taker. I got excited for nothing. Inside the Michelin restaurant, young Master Lei Shan from the Li family arrived, dressed in a sleek suit and tie. Miss Lung. I've heard a lot about you, he said with a smile, handing over his business card. I studied finance at Cambridge. I'm now in investment banking. Yinshu nodded politely. Lu Xing'a stood off to the side, fuming inside. What's with the elite act? Listing all his titles like that. Afraid no one will know. He's a trust fund baby. Cambridge finance my ass. His family probably donated a building. Lei Xian had no idea his inner thoughts had been laid bare. Still chatting away, I'm very interested in Lung Group's business modelist, especially the supply chain. Lu Xing'a, please. He probably can't even spell supply chain. Their family's cosmetics factory just got fined for using moldy raw materials, and his dad paid to cover it up. Then Yinshu suddenly said, Mr. Li seems to know the supply chain well. How about explaining why your Southeast Asian factory suddenly shut down last year? Lei Xian's smile faltered. That was a strategic adjustment. Lu Xing'a couldn't take it. He was screaming inside. Strategic adjustment, my foot. They got busted and filed bankruptcy. President Lung's questions are lethal. Trying to pivot, Lei Xian said, Miss Lung, what are your usual hobbies? Yin, Shu, work. Lei Xian Lu. Xing'a grinned internally. It's over. President Lung activated the topic, Terminator. This guy won't last 3 rounds. To salvage the moment, Lei Xian tried humor. Miss Lung, you're so beautiful. There must be many people chasing after you, but definitely none as outstanding as me. Lu Xing'a almost spit out his drink. What kind of cringy line is that? As outstanding as me? That face looks like it came from a plastic surgeon's practice dummy. His chin could kill someone. Yinshu calmly took a sip of her tea. Mr. Li is usually this confident. Lei Shan completely missed the sarcasm and got even smugger, of course. After all, I have the capital for it. He subtly flashed his wrist, revealing a limited edition Patek Philippe Luxinga. Fake. Totally fake. No way a real watch dial would look that tacky. And he didn't even screw the crown tight so much for waterproofing. Yinshu glanced at it. Mr. Li's watch is quite special. Lei Xian beamed. It's nothing. Just over 2 million. Yinshu nodded. Yes, fakey. Lei Xian, Luxinga. Ha. President L. is savage, but how does she know it's fake too? Does she also study watches? Panicked and humiliated, Lei Shan tried to play his final card. Miss Lung, he lowered his voice. A marriage alliance between our families is a win-win. My father said, if we marry, the Li Group can invest 1 billion into Lung Group. Luxinga nearly exploded. Invest 1 billion? Who are you kidding? Their cash flow's practically frozen. They were just begging for bank loans last month. This is clearly a scam. Yinshu set down her utensils and smiled. Mr. Li, your group's debt ratio exceeded 80% last quarter, and all your bank credit lines are maxed out. What are you going to invest with Air? Lei Xian's face went pale. How did you know? Luxinga, she even knows that. There's no way this is just from background checks. Did she plant a mole in the Li Group? Yinshu stood up. Let's end it here. Lei Shan stammered. Miss Lung, just give me one more chance. Yin. Shu didn't even turn back. Assistant Lu, please, escort the guest. Lu. Xinga stepped forward immediately. Mr. Li, this way please. Inside, he was giddy. You tried to show off and got wrecked. That's what you get for trying to act slick with President Lung. In the car, Luxinga couldn't help asking, President L, did you investigate the Li Group beforehand? Yinshu looked out the window. Yes. Luxinga sighed. President Lung really does plan ahead. She was way too cool today. The way she shuts people down so sharp. Wait, why is my heart beating so fast? Yinshu turned her head suddenly. Assistant Lu. Luxinga jumped. Yes. Help me order a bouquet of flowers tomorrow. Flowers? For who? Wait, does she? Like Lei Xian? No way, Yinshu continued. Calmly, for my mother. The card should say, the introduction was very good. Please don't introduce anyone next time. Luxinga, as expected of CEO. Long. She even shuts down her own mom. 17th Teambuilding.HR Director Lynn Xiao rushed over excitedly with a proposal. CEO, L. This time we're doing the team building at a suburban resort barbecue, escape room, hot springs. Yinshu didn't even look up. Not going. Lynn Xiao had prepared for this, but all departments voted for it. Even Director Wang from Finance is bringing his swim trunks. Nearby, Luxinga was organizing documents. Mind racing. Escape room. CEO Lung in an escape room. That's too much to imagine. She probably freezed the NPCs into statues. Suddenly, Yinshu turned to him. Assistant Lu, I'm really looking forward to it. Luxinga's hands trembled and he scattered the documents. I just think team building's great. Inside, he was screaming, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Please don't put me in charge of planning this, especially not the penalty games from last time. The annual meeting was already giving Luxinga nightmares. Lung Yinshu's lips curved slightly. Then let's go. Assistant Lu will be in charge of my itinerary. Luxinga, internally. I knew it. At the resort's barbecue area, departments were grilling meat in groups. Manager Zhang from marketing came over eagerly. President Lung, try the grilled wagyu. It was specially airshipped from Japan. Lu Xinga stood nearby, silently griping. Airshipped my foot. The packaging clearly said XX, fresh supermarket special offer. Lung Yinshu elegantly set down her chopsticks. Menijingi. Maybe keep the supermarket special offer item for yourself, manager. Jing's face turned pale. Director Wang from finance quickly stepped in, trying to smooth things over. President Lung, how about trying the lamb chops I grilled? Lu Xinga's inner voice wailed. It's over. It's over. That same lamb Director Wang grilled last. Team building gave half the company food poisoning. Lung Yinshu calmly pushed the plate away. Director Wang, I haven't signed off on last year's medical reimbursement forms yet. Director Wang. Lu Xinga, is CEO Lung on fire today? How? Does she know everything? Did she install surveillance during the escape room session or something? During the escape room, Lung Yinshu was randomly assigned to Lu Xinga's group. The staff explained the rules. The theme this time is an ancient tomb treasure hunt. You have 60 minutes to escape. Lu Xinga appeared attentive on the outside but was panicking inside. It's over. CEO Lung hates these boring games. Wait, is she just going to break the door down? Are they going to deduct repair costs from our salaries? As soon as the game started, Lynn Xiao was frantically staring at a combination lock. What do these Oracle Bone characters mean? Lu Xinga recognized them instantly. They're clearly just the 3 characters for Shanghai Jing written upside down. Lazy design team. Before he could speak, Lung Yinshu had already typed in the combination. Shanghai Jing. The box popped open with a soft click. Everyone, Lu Xinga, internally shaking. She even knows Oracle Bone script. Is she even human? Wait, did she peek at the answer sheet? In the next room, they had to align a mechanism based on a star map. Everyone stared cluelessly at the ceiling. Is this Scorpio? Someone asked. Lu Xinga rolled his eyes and sighed. Has no one looked at the night sky before? That's obviously the Big Dipper. Turn the handle to the east before he could finish thinking it. Lung Yinshu turned the mechanism. Big Dipper handle, east. The escape room door creaked open. One stunned teammate actually knelt down. President, Lung, have you been here before? Lung Yinshu calmly shook her head. Intuition. Lu Xinga, a woman's intuition is terrifying. Later, during hot spring time in the evening, Lu Xinga was soaking comfortably when screams erupted from the women's section next door. There's a mouse. The whole hot spring area broke into chaos. Lu Xinga laughed wildly inside. Haha, it must be little Jing's hamster from logistics. Wait, President Lung is in the women's section. Just as he was about to dash over, he heard her calm voice. It's not a mouse, it's a hamster. Staff, please put the hamster away for now. Instant silence. Lu Xinga knelt internally. She even knows that. I need to be nicer to her. President Lung is too terrifying. Then a thought hit him. I wonder what President Lung looks like in a swimsuit. Maybe a bikini. Suddenly there was a loud thud from next door, like someone had slipped. Staff panicked. President Lung, are you all right? Her voice, a rare hint of fluster in it. I'm fine. On the bus ride back, Lynn Xiao excitedly reported, biggest discovery, this team building. President Lung is the god of escape rooms. Colleagues chimed in. She's amazing, like she has a sixth sense. Lu Xinga sat in the corner thinking, you guys have no idea. She probably even knows what I'm thinking right now. Lung Yinshu suddenly turned to him. Assistant Lu Xinga jumped. Yes. You'll give the report for next week's departmental review. Lu Xinga, I'm doomed. She really can read minds? I need to start reciting the socialist core values in my head. Right, now Lung Yinshu looked out the window, lips subtly curving upward. The 8th annual meeting administrative supervisor Lu Mimi nervously held out a proposal. President Lung, this year's annual meeting is scheduled at the Global Hotel. Programs include singing and dancing from marketing, and crosstalk from tech. Lung Yinshu didn't even look up. Cancelled the lucky draw. Lu Mimi was on the verge of tears. But that's what employees look forward to the most. The $1 million grand prize. Nearby, Lu Xing'a was filing papers while thinking wildly. Last year, she changed the lucky draw to the Sunshine Award. Everyone got a pack of tissues. The tech geeks are still ranting about it on the forums. Suddenly Lung Yinshu closed a document. Then keep the lucky draw. Lu Mimi nearly burst into tears from joy. Thank you, President L. I'll prepare right away. Change the prizes to this, Lung Yinshu said, sliding over a list. Lu Mimi froze after reading it. Lu Xing'a sneaked a peek and his heart shook. A physical copy of the CEO's mind-reading Sweet Wife. A course on how to get along with Capricorns. High-end hot spring experience coupons. What kind of evil prize list is this? At the annual meeting, during the marketing department's girl group dance, Manager Zhang suddenly rushed to center stage and did pelvic floor work. The audience fell into horrified silence. Lu Xing'a covered his eyes. Help. This greasy middle-aged man's dance moves, even the cleaning ladies filming it. Lung Yinshu pressed a rating button. 0. The big screen displayed the judge's real-time score. Manager Zhang froze. Then came the tech department's crosstalk. The two programmers forgot their lines. The stage went cold. Lu Xing'a panicked. Quick. Pick up the quantum fluctuation speed reading joke. Didn't we rehearse this 20 times? Lung Yinshu picked up the mic. Quantum fluctuation speed reading. The programmers lit up. Right. Just like our boss's reading speed. The audience burst out laughing. Lu Xing'a's eyes widened. She even memorized our jokes from rehearsal. She must have installed a wiretap. Later, Director Wong from Finance won a special prize. He read the card. How to get along with Capricorns. Validity. Permanent. Lu Xing'a suppressed laughter. Everyone in the company knows Director Wong's wife is a Capricorn. CEO Lung's precision is like missile targeting. Xiao Zheng from Logistics won second prize hot spring vouchers. He cried. Out. Why is it a double voucher? I don't even have a girlfriend. Lung Yinshu added calmly. You can bring your hamster. The entire audience. Lu Xing'a, internally. She even knows this. She definitely has surveillance in the logistics department. Wait, could she actually? Read minds. The host announced. Next, let's welcome Assistant Lu from the CEO's office to perform a talent. Lu Xing'a, I didn't sign up. It must be that brat Lu Mimi getting revenge for me not buying her milk tea. Lung Yinshu looked at him, not going. I'll go. On stage, he brainstormed in panic, singing. I sounded like a dying pig the last time I did karaoke. Dancing. My pants split during university's street dance competition, and I still have trauma then. A flash of inspiration. 5 minutes later, the crowd stared in stunned silence as Lu Xing'a performed the printer symphony using office supplies. The copier was a drum, the shredder an electric guitar, and he even used the time clock as a beatbox. Lung Yinshu was the first to applaud. Creativity Award. Just as Lu Xing'a sighed in relief, she added, perform it again at next year's annual meeting. His heart shattered. No, this performance was inspired by 25 years of being single. After the meeting, he was helping sort out prizes when Lung Yinshu appeared. Your performance? Lu Xing'a jumped. It was awful, right? Next year I'll definitely. Very interesting, she said, setting her coffee down. Better than someone's pelvis dance. He froze. Did she just praise me? Fireworks, wait, am I getting a promotion, a raise? Go on a business trip with me to Germany next month. Yes, he blurted. Germany. Pork knuckles. Beer. No, wait, focus. She's actually taking me on a business trip. Is my errand boy phase finally over? At the door, she turned back. Oh right. Assistant Lu. Yes, CEO. Stop reading the CEO's mind-treating sweet wife novel. He turned to stone. How did she know I was reading that in incognito mode? She definitely has telepathy in the first-class cabin. Lu Xing'a sat primly, sneaking glances at Lung Yinshu, who was resting with her eyes closed. She looks so soft when she's asleep. Her lashes are so long. Wait, what am I thinking? Socialist. Core values. Prosperity. Democracy. Civility. Harmony. The flight attendant rolled up with the cart. What would you like to drink, sir? Coffee, please. Sugar. Just as he was about to answer, Lung Yinshu, eyes still closed, said, he doesn't take sugar, but he needs double milk. Flight attendant, Lu Xing'a. Internal earthquake. How does she know my coffee habits? She opened her eyes slightly. You always pour creamer twice. She remembers that. Could she actually have a crush on me? No way. Impossible. Suddenly turbulence hit. Lu Xing'a instinctively gripped the armrest, panicking. I'm done for. I hate turbulence. Mom, save me. A cool hand gently covered the back of his. Don't be afraid. It's just turbulence. He was stunned. President Lung just said a line. Straight out of an idol drama. In Munich, Lu Xing'a wandered in circles, phone in hand. Why does Google Maps want me to walk through a wall? Are all Germans wall-penetrating monsters? CEO Lung is definitely going to call me directionally challenged again. She turned into a small alley. This way. 3 minutes later, they arrived at their destination. Lu Xing'a stared. CEO Lung, have you been to Germany before? First time. Then how did you? She pointed to a road sign. Durchgang means passage. He dropped to his knees internally. I was so busy thinking about her I forgot to read signs. At lunch, the waiter cheerfully recommended the house special. Today's pork knuckle is very fresh. Lu Xing'a's eyes lit up. Yes, a must-eat. I'm getting the biggest one. Give him a regular portion, Lung Yinshu said. His stomach wasn't well yesterday. The waiter looked touched. Your wife is so considerate. Lu Xing'a choked on his water. Cough, cough. Lung Yinshu calmly wiped the table. In German, partner can also mean business partner. In the meeting room, the German rep, Hans, was insistent. The price must go up by 15%. Lu Xing'a was sweating. This guy is full of it. Raw material prices clearly dropped. Lung Yinshu slid a document across the table. According to London Metal Exchange data, copper prices have dropped 8% year-on-year. Hans's expression shifted. Lu Xing'a cheered inside. Let's go. Wait, when did she even prepare this data? Did she predict they'd bring this up? Then Hans switched to German and muttered to his colleague. These Chinese don't understand beer brewing. We can just BS them. Lu Xing'a, what kind of bird language is this? Suddenly, Lung Yinshu replied fluently in German. Since your company fakes the origin of your hops, maybe we should consider working with Belgian suppliers instead. All the Germans froze. On the way back to the hotel, Lu Xing'a was practically worshipping her. President Lung, your German is amazing. University minor? Then, how did you know they were faking it? Lip reading, she said casually. Lu Xing'a? Fireworks in my brain. What kind of spy is she? Is CEO Lung secretly MSS? Late that night, a knock woke him up. He opened the door and there was Lung Yinshu in a bathrobe. He sobered instantly. Oh no, oh no. Is this the legendary casting couch moment? Do I play hard to get or just lie down? She frowned. Your room's air conditioning is broken, huh? I heard a strange noise. He checked. It really wasn't cooling. But how did she even know? Lung Yinshu turned and walked away. Lu Xing'a hugged his pillow and spiraled. She moved to the suite next door to mine. What kind of domineering CEO-style care is this? Wait, could she really hear me complaining about the AC through the wall? Then, what about me secretly watching mind-reading Little Sweetheart? Last night, in the new suite, he tossed and turned in bed. This bed is too soft, the pillow's too high. Wait, this scent, is this CEO Lung's fragrance? Am I a pervert? Suddenly, his phone buzzed. A message from Lung Yinshu. Breakfast at 7 tomorrow. Attached was a screenshot of a moment's post he'd made 3 minutes ago, complaining that the bed was too soft. A post only visible to himself. Lu Xing'a was so startled he fell off the bed. How could she see this? This isn't just mind-reading anymore. This is hacking. In the airport's VIP lounge, Lu Xing'a finally gathered the courage to ask, CEO Long... Are you, OH, able to hear what I'm thinking? Yinshu gently set down her coffee cup and leaned in close. Lu Xing'a instantly froze. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. She's too close. Her lashes are so long. Her lip, they look so soft. Yinshu met his eyes. Read less online novels, she said coolly, then turned on her heel and boarded the plane. Lu Xing'a stood there, stunned. What kind of answer is that? Is that a yes or a no? And how did she know I read online novels? I'm losing my mind. As the plane took off, he glanced over at the curve of her lips. I'm doomed. I'm seriously being manipulated by this devil woman. Lu Xing'a jogged into the conference room, holding a stack of documents, and ran smack into the finance director, Wang Difa, whose smile sent shivers down his spine. Little Lu, I hear you're in charge of this quarter's report, Wang said with that creepy grin. Xing'a broke out in a cold sweat. That smile. Last time he smiled like that, the marketing manager got reassigned to warehouse inventory. From behind, Lung Yinshu's calm voice cut in. Director Wang, very free today. Then go check those 37 unusual transactions flagged by the audit bureau last quarter. Wang's face instantly turned pale. Lu Xing'a was ecstatic inside. Damn, that was amazing. CEO Lung. Wait, 37 transactions. The report only listed 36. Don't tell me she even knows about the hidden accounts. The chairman cleared his throat. Regarding the new energy project, some directors are concerned about the investment return rate. Lu Xing'a's eyes darted to Director Li, the most vocal critic. That old man definitely took bribes. Yesterday, his secretary was still sneaking around. Yinshu opened her folder without a hitch. Perfect timing. Here are the photos of Director Li's secretary accepting gifts in the Four Seasons Hotel parking lot yesterday. The projector lit up. On screen, the secretary stuffing a luxury brand bag into a car trunk. Silence fell over the room. Lu Xing'a's jaw hit the desk. Where did these even come from? Did she hire a private investigator? Wait, how does she keep knowing what I'm thinking? Director Li slammed the table. This is slander. Yinshu coolly swiped her tablet. Need to hear the dashcam audio. Li immediately deflated like a balloon and sat back down. During break, Lu Xing'a gulped down ice water in the pantry, trying to cool off. HR Director Zhang Li leaned over. Little Lu, I heard you're getting promoted. Lu Xing'a narrowed his eyes. This woman again. Last time she spread that rumor about me and CEO Long suddenly. Yinshu's voice came from the doorway like a ghost. Director Jing, about you using company resources to open a micro store last year. Jing's hand trembled, spilling coffee on her Hermes scarf. President Long? I'll write a self-reflection right away. Lu Xing'a shrank into the corner, trembling. She knows everything. What if I'm next? The thing about me secretly printing those pages on the office printer last week. Yinshu suddenly turned. Nice drawing. Page 18's composition of the domineering CEO fell in love with me was impressive. Lu Xing'a's mind exploded. She even knows the page number. I locked that book in the bottom drawer. At the end of the meeting, the chairman suddenly called out, Little Lu, what do you think of this proposal? Lu Xing'a jolted. Oh no, I didn't listen at all. I should just say, I support President Lung's opinion. Wait, what did she even say? Without skipping a beat, Yinshu answered. Assistant Lu means we can refer to the Singapore branch model. while ensuring a 15% profit margin. The chairman nodded. Very insightful. Lu Xing'a nearly collapsed. Did she just cover for me? Could she actually be a good person? No. Impossible. This must be a new manipulation tactic. After the meeting, the chairman clapped his shoulder. Good job. You'll represent the company at next week's industry summit. Before he could even smile, Yinshu added, remember to wear that navy blue suit. He nearly choked. How does she know that's my most expensive suit? Wait. After the meeting, the chairman clapped his shoulder. Good job. You'll represent the company at next week's industry summit. Before he could even smile, Yinshu added, remember to wear that navy blue suit. He nearly choked. How does she know that's my most expensive suit? Wait. Is she watching every time I change clothes? Nitrogen monoxide. Don't think about that. Late at night, only the two of them remained on the floor. Lu Xing'a finally worked up the nerve. President L, are you a mind reader? Yinshu set down her pen. What do you think? I'm screwed. She's too close. Her perfume smells amazing. What am I thinking? Recite the 8 honors and 8 shames. He brought her coffee and found her rubbing her temples. She looks exhausted. Did she not sleep last night? Wait, did she notice I ate the chocolate in her drawer? Yesterday. Yinshu suddenly looked up. What did you say? Huh? Nothing? Just that President Lung looks really good in black stockings today. She didn't react and went back to work. Xing'a's brain spun out of control. Her waist is so slender. I want to hug her. Her lips are so soft. I want to kiss them. The tip of Yinshu's pen snapped through the paper in the crowded elevator. He stood pressed close to her. Crap. Her hair's brushing my neck. Smells like expensive rose perfume. He accidentally glanced down and caught sight of her collarbone peeking from her shirt. Oh no. I'm going to react. Recite multiplication tables. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 1 is the elevator shook, and Yinshu stumbled into his arms. Without thinking, he caught her, his hand at her waist. She's so soft. Wait, am I harassing her? Am I going to get fired? But I don't want to let go. Yinshu looked up, their faces inches apart. Xing'a stared at her lips. If I kiss her now, will I die? Might be worth it though. He leaned in. Ding. The elevator doors opened. The entire marketing department stood there, staring. In the office, Yinshu slammed a surveillance screenshot onto the desk on the photo, his hand very clearly placed on her hip. I swear, it's just the angle. He waved his arms. I didn't touch her, even though, it's very curvy. Yinshu narrowed her eyes. Is that so? Tell the truth. He gave up. CEOL, your figure's just too good. She turned and walked toward the break room. Come in. His legs went weak. Is she gonna harass me or kill me? Inside the break room, she locked the door, then grabbed his wrist. Oh my God, I'm touching her. I'm holding CEOL's hand. Her bra today is Yinshu's. Ears turned red. Pervert. She stood on tiptoe and leaned close. Close your eyes. Think about something else. Her breath brushed past his lips. He squeezed his eyes shut. 8 honors and 8 shames. Scientific outlook on development. No. She's all I can think about. Her lips touched his. He opened his eyes, stunned, her lashes so close. When they parted, she licked her lips. I'll take responsibility for you. Lu Xing'a's soul left his body. My first kiss. Gone. Yinshu resumed her cool expression. Work. Overtime tonight. And bring your toothbrush. He blinked. What is this, a notice for workplace sexual harassment? At 10 p.m., in the quiet CEO office, Lu Xing'a stared at the paper on the desk. His voice trembling. Informed consent form for physical contact research on quantum entanglement. Yinshu slid a pen toward him. Article 17, paragraph 3. employees must cooperate with company research projects. This clause is fake, right? And why are the contact methods written in such creepy detail? Hand to hand, 10 minutes, hugging, 5 minutes, kissing, 3 minutes. This is just a dating checklist. Before he could protest, she snatched the pen away. Changed your mind? She asked, unbuttoning her suit jacket with one hand. No. He snatched the pen back and scribbled his signature in a panic. Yinshu smiled. Let's begin the experiment. He cautiously placed his hand on the table. She placed hers on top, fingers interlacing. Help, her palm is sweating. So even CEO L gets nervous. Wait, ... This is totally a couple pose. Yinshu suddenly frowned. Focus on thinking about one thing. Okay, work. Quarterly reports. CEO Lung's lips are really soft. No work. Second item, hugging test. Lynn Xiao stood frozen while Yinshu gently wrapped her arms around his waist. I'm done for. My heart's beating way too fast. She can probably hear it. Her hair's brushing against my nose. Smells so good. Yinshu let out a soft groan. Stop thinking weird things. I didn't just imagine ripping her suit skirt. No way. Third item, lip contact. As her red lips approached, he panicked and pressed on her shoulders. Wait, shouldn't we control variables? Like he reached out, possessed, and took off her gold-rimmed glasses. The frames might dig in. What am I even saying? But without glasses. ... President L looked so easy to bully. Their lips met. Suddenly, he heard an unfamiliar voice in his head. So sweet. His eyes flew open. That was her thought? Yinshu was actually flustered. Experiment paused. Wait, I think I can hear President Lung's inner voice. This is ... unscientific. He clutched the experiment log. Could there really be quantum entanglement? Yinshu loosened her tie. Continue, huh? Increase contact area. She straddled his lap. Help. This position is too suggestive. And why is she on top? Suddenly, dozens of chaotic inner voices bombarded him. Idiot. When you sneak glances at me, you're kind of cute. He was stunned. When her emotions spike, I can hear her thoughts. Right now, I clearly heard. Like, the next morning, Lynn Xiao casually sipped coffee and sauntered in front of her. President L said she likes me yesterday. Double quotes. Snap. Her ears turned red. The document in her hand crumpled. So the cold act was fake. She's totally into me. Yinshu suddenly grabbed his tie. Assistant Lou. Yes, I'm here. We'll continue the experiment tonight. She lowered her voice. Let's study if sound can still transmit when the mouth is blocked. Lynn Xiao, I've gone too far. I overplayed it. .11. Sweetness in the dark archive room. Yinshu locked the door behind them. Explain. Lynn Xiao braced himself. I was just curious why you can read minds. That's not what I'm asking, she said, stepping closer. Why were you imagining me in a maid outfit this morning? I'm done for. She heard everything. Wait. Now, I can read her mind too. I've got the upper hand, he countered. Then why were you imagining yesterday? ... Yinshu's pupils shrank. Direct hit. Counterattack successful. Wait, why was she unbuttoning her shirt? If we can read each other's thoughts, she said, undoing a button, why not be honest? The second button flew open. Suddenly, the power cut out. Darkness. She shoved him back against the archive shelves, her breath on his ear. Double quotes now. Who can hear whom? P. President Lung, isn't this a bit too much for scientific research? She grabbed his hand, placing it on her chest. Record the heart rate. Intense, fast beats pulsed under his palm. 120 BPM, so she was nervous too. Then, he clearly heard. Idiot. You were the one who teased me first. Suddenly emboldened. Lu Xing'a leaned in and whispered, "And do you like it?" The moment he caught that inner voice, he made his move. Outside, Director Jing's voice approached. "Huh? Who spilled coffee? Who knocked over the MK071 archive shelf?" Inside, their figures froze. Yinshu hissed, "Let go, Lu Xing'a, it's your tie stuck." As the lock clicked open, the two crammed themselves into the innermost cabinet, in the tight space. Yinshu was straddling his lap. This position, we're absolutely getting caught. The flashlight beam swept across the room. Lu Xing'a quickly pressed her head into his shoulder. Director Jing muttered, "Weird. Did the power just trip?" Then walked away. Neither of them moved. Lu Xing'a's Adam's apple bobbed. "Still want to measure heartbeats?" Yinshu suddenly bit his ear. "Measure something else. Wait, this feeling. Is this what they mean by research needs?" In the dark, a belt buckle clinked open. "President Lung, the door isn't locked. Call me Yinshu." The next morning, Director Jing stared at the mess in the archive room. Who knocked over the MK071 shelf? Who spilled coffee? Huh? Meanwhile, Lu Xing'a was secretly rubbing Yinshu's waist. "Does it hurt?" "Shut up. It's your fault," he chuckled, kissing her hair. "So, research again tonight." Yinshu's cheeks turned pink. She pinched his thigh hard.